Booyaka! This is Rey Mysterio and you're watching Wrestling with Regret. 619, baby.
I hear it all the time, every day in fact. The reason WWE sucks so bad these days is because there's no competition. Why doesn't somebody just stand up to WWE and give them the pressure they need to be good again? Well, believe me, as much as I agree with that sentiment, I can give you a few reasons as to why it's not happening now and why it's probably never going to happen in our lifetimes. Isn't that a cheery thought? To many out there on the interwebs, all we need is either a big network or someone with a lot of money, preferably both, to invest into a wrestling organization to compete with WWE, and then everything will immediately be cool and awesome again just like it was in the late 90s, right? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. First of all, make no mistake, in order for wrestling to become truly competitive again, someone would have to go directly head-to-head against Monday Night Raw. There's no two ways about it. You couldn't just sit on an island out there on your own date and time sitting pretty. Head-to-head is the only way to go because it's the only way the company would feel direct impact on their numbers. I mean, say what you will about TNA during their time on Monday nights, but at least you could tell WWE was trying while Impact was on. Second of all, you can't just plop some newfangled organization on Monday nights and expect magic to happen. Do you know why WCW was able to stay so competitive with WWF all those years? Part of it was money, part of it was the talent they acquired from WWF, but the biggest factor of all was the history. WCW was forged out of a group of Eastern and Southern territories from the NWA, a region with about a century of combined lineage in championship history. This wasn't some new upstart league looking to usurp WWE's established fan base like when TNA formed. This was a beefed up, well-paid conglomerate of territories with a sweetheart TV deal, and with all that history came a massive, built-in fan base. Apart from the NWA, which is still around but doesn't mean nearly the same thing it did decades ago, no organization in American wrestling has the kind of history that WCW had, and now WWE owns all that history, so any new organization would have a huge uphill battle. Additionally, WCW had an ally in Ted Turner, who by all accounts was the only person in his media empire who actually wanted to keep the company around even though it was losing lots of money every year. Kind of like when someone holds on to a plant that died 2 summers ago. And I will bet you anything, there is no wrestling fan working in television today with as much pull or as much money as Ted Turner. And folks, hate to break it to you, but Ted Turner ain't getting back into the wrestling business. But let's pretend for a minute. Let's pretend some benevolent billionaires dumped all his money into a new organization with new stars and got them a primetime spot on a network bigger than Destination America or Comet or Pop or Meet Morp or Zip or whatever the hell these small cable networks are called, with plenty of promotion. Which is unlikely since no network would ever dream of putting something so unproven against WWE, but still. Once they get past that hurdle, then they would need the time to organically build an audience that would rival that of WWE's, get some ratings, and force the McMahons to take notice. Now ask yourselves, given all the stakes involved in this hypothetical situation, just how much of a chance would this upstart fed really have? How much time would a major cable network devote to this brand new project when there's so much highly rated prestige TV they could be putting on instead? Think of it this way, TNA had the best shot at making something happen with competition in 2010, and if they couldn't do it, what shot would Global Force Wrestling or Ring of Honor or Lucha Underground or something even newer than that have? Now each of those feds I just mentioned cater to a specific wrestling audience. There's the pure wrestling, there's the lucha libre, there's the store brand alternative to WWE, then there's the store brand alternative that isn't actually sold in stores yet. And while each of them brings something to the table, I just don't think any of them would be viable competition for WWE. I mean, Ring of Honor has great technical matches, but it's not flashy enough for the casual fan. Lucha Underground has amazing production value and great storytelling, but I'm afraid Lucha Libre just doesn't have that mass appeal that traditional American-style wrestling does. TNA is the closest thing we have to a WWE-style product right now, but there's so many issues with that company at the moment, well-documented problems going on. They'd be a miracle if they stayed afloat, much less competed with WWE. And Global Force, I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that one. So, is it even possible? Can anyone stand at the WWE and take a chunk out of their ratings? Well, I think it's a distant maybe, but a lot of dominoes have to fall for that to even be possible. The first thing, and this might surprise you, falls entirely on WWE. What I mean by that is WWE needs to get back all the casual viewers it's lost over the years, which pretty much means there needs to be a dramatic, major overhaul in the way they do business and the way they deliver a product. Which I know probably is not going to happen anytime soon, but since this whole episode is about hypotheticals, let's just keep going down the rabbit hole. If WWE were to do well and get back all these mythical casual viewers, that might compel other cable networks to finally get back into the wrestling game, either acquiring some existing promotion or building one from the ground up. Then and only then, with the proper funding, talent, presentation, and most of all, promotion, that other league could be in a perfect position to grab some of those ratings from WWE, and quite possibly make Monday nights interesting again. So do you think we'll ever see another Monday Night War in our lifetimes? Will someone rise up and challenge WWE's supremacy? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to Wrestling with Regret, and buy the t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.